This is the Simpit. Today I'm your host Michi Hoyer and welcome to this episode of testing for the 12-hour of Sebring in iRacing. So Ferrari 488 GTE, we're doing the first kind of laps all together with the Simpit Ricmotech Endurance Team 2019. So the session has just started and I'm kind of waiting for some guys to come in, and they already had the session to go tonight already, so most of the guys have done their job, but because of the VEC race I was running late, and I also know that Sean Cole is currently trying to figure out his PC, so he has some kind of issues going on there, so I hope he's alright, but I'm going to replace him for today in this testing session together with the boys. So Sebring, I got quite low graphic settings, just that you guys do not wonder about it. Yeah, but basically we're taking the Ferrari 488 GTE out, trying to get somewhat of a grip around this racetrack. Pretty bumpy, pretty technical, but pretty fun once you get the rhythm out. And I'd like to welcome you everyone here in the stream tonight. Adam Rainey has already sent up some messages, so welcome to the stream here today. Oh, and I need to cool myself up, to cool myself down from R Factor 2 and come over in this iRacing environment. Different braking, different turning, different steering, everything is a little bit different. So we're gonna have a look what kind of lap times we can put in, how the stint is going, stuff like that. How we cannot crash, I wanna say. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? As we call this, the testing and chatting, we obviously want to have some random talk about random things. How was your 12 hours of Bathurst if you run it? And we have cars behind the mirror. Curtis Wright is with us here in the server testing. Oh, dead. We simply let Curtis spot. Oh, did he box or something? So yeah, turn 1 has gone terribly wrong already. So how are you guys doing? Big welcome everyone. Get around. Not going to do an awful lot of testing, I just want to get started and maybe the Simpit, so Sean Cole is going to take over himself later on. But I definitely want to grab the opportunity and do some laps. Also trying to drive the Ferrari in the meanwhile a little more in the regular series I'm doing, in order to get more acclimatized with the track. Not with the track, with the car. Hey Heiko. So the 3 White Motorsports guys, I told them, well, they actually found out themselves that I'm going to do stuff here on iRacing. Well, I told them it's going to be big fun because they're going to see me struggling hard, for getting everything right around Sebring in the Ferrari here. So Heiko, gives himself the pleasure of having some fun. Tafcams, how you doing? Also from 3 White, they're all gonna be sitting here having a laugh. And that's alright. So lap time wise, kind of no idea where we need to be really, but I'm guessing like 57s, maybe even 56s. There's way to go. Adam, to be honest, I don't think it's their real livery, as it is pretty boring to just have a black car and nothing else. Well, that's just me. So today we're also gonna do an episode of Attack the Track a little. Means we speak about what was the cliffs of this racetrack, what is it, where you need to really have an eye on. It is a little different than an R Factor 2. The track is still bumpy, but not as bumpy as an R Factor 2. And you also have a little more, I want to say, room for running wide over some corners, though the track limit's a little bit different. The main difference between R Factor 2 and iRacing though is Sunset Bend. I'm pretty sure Sunset Bend is, not sure how bumpy it really is. But on iRacing it is not as bumpy as it seems to be, despite we just nearly lost it here. Well, the Haas livery indeed is very plain. A little better turn 1 right here. So let me get a little bit into the groove before talking about how to attack the track here. You kinda can see already what we're talking about to a certain extent. Yes, Steam King, hey there, first of all, and I heard like there was, let me say it this way, it was difficult to not hear about it in Facebook. Like the entire Facebook stream is full of iRacing announcements, or people announcing that iRacing is going to get Catalunya into their catalog, and this is interesting really. Like, I have not made up my mind on what kind of track they might be interested in looking and getting into it, but yeah, with Catalunya they actually got a fan of mine, or I'm a fan of Catalunya, so actually they got a fan getting that track in, so I'm definitely gonna buy it. On the other hand though, we do know Catalunya for being a track that not really enables big overtaking and big racing scenery, so this is gonna get kinda interesting whether it's going to be a real benefit to the sim. But I'm guessing we'll find out about that a lot. No! Oh shit! I was like so sure before saying yay, I did make the turn without scratching the wall, but oh dear. Have a look at it. Stepped on the brakes and did. But I think it looked nice. Ah, so close. Oh, we could have just made it. Oh well. Right, going on again. Optimal is a 57.9.
Left side, clear.
Hey Kevin, no, I'm no robot, I'm a little freak. I would say. I even thought about doing Formula Simracing stuff, but you know what, I'm gonna simply come home tomorrow and gonna do a long testing stream. I'll actually do testing and racing all together in one stream. Well, I don't know yet, but tomorrow also gonna be streamed live on the Simpit at 4 PM we go, with 2 races at Monza, 27 laps each, doing some back-to-back tests with different kind of tires and stuff. But for now we focus a little bit on iRacing and Sebring right now. So got a car ahead, trying to follow that in order to see what overtaking is going to be like, if you get lines and stuff right, also to get a little bit of an impression what other guys are doing, and whether there's anything you can copy away from. This is what testing is also about, not only to improve yourself while doing practices, but also check out other people, see what they do different. As you've seen, 2 total different lines around Sunset Bend here, and me braking way too early for one. Okay, next time I'm gonna get an opportunity, I go for an overtake. Just ooh.
Go left.
I think I scared him too much. So let me get 1 or 2 good laps in, and then we're gonna talk about putting a lap in here. Actually, we did have, oh yeah, I did have a coaching together with Stan Donnet from the Simpit Ricmotech Endurance team, and that went particularly well. Also was a very important session for me, you know, learning the track, also seeing Stan to drive, seeing what is working, what is not working. Sometimes that is also contributing a lot to your pace and to your racecraft. When you see other people testing on it and simply see and trying to judge what they do is right, what they do is wrong. Sometimes I give out the coaching and say, hey, you should do things better like this and that, and then you redefine it and you go over it, and then you take a different approach and you say, okay, that's not total bullshit what I told him, but there is actually a better way of doing it. For instance here, to brake a little later, run a little wider, but then actually be slow in the middle of the corner. Oh, don't brake on the grass. At least we stayed out of the wall. Yeah, the moment I touched the grass, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Well, this is something you can't catch anymore then. Hey, Rule. Well, judging from your name, I guess you're gonna be Dutch, so I kinda guess you're speaking for yourself also, like in the track. No, actually it is not Tilcadrome, but also I don't think not any or not every racetrack of Tilke is no overtaker. Like I think Yeon Gum was also being done by him, but had a pretty long straight after turn 1, so plenty of time to overtake there. if you ask me. Well, the average gamer, what kind of racetrack you would have picked? And please don't say the random car park around the supermarket, because we have that already in Simpit circuit, if you ask me. That took away all the momentum. Off track. You hate the sector 3 with that narrow chicane or without the narrow chicane? I think sector 3 indeed is very technical. I can understand people not liking it. Damn. Not sure if I'm turning enough on the wheel here, but anyway, we're working our way through 57.3 as an optimal here. Oh, I just can't. I just can't brake the way I want to brake into Sunset Bend. I'm not sure if the car's just generally not able to do it, or whether it's just me being too retarded right now. Car definitely has a lot of rotation in it, so maybe I should make more use of that. Well, we drove the old third sector there in Formula Simracing in the Winter Series and in the pre-season tests. And, I mean, kill me, but I'm more fan of the chicane. I think that's just much more of a challenge, and if you get through the chicane, you can place yourself right in the slipstream and then have more opportunities to overtake on the main straight, but that's just personal thought, of course. And I can see people thinking different about that. Rule, I think in iRacing general, the more smooth you're doing the inputs, the more the cars will like that, I want to say. It's totally fine, Kevin. I said shame on me, because I do like the chicane rather than the old third sector layout. Too much of a slide into the actual turn 4 there. That was a good turn 10. Oh, gone too wide. Oh dear. Never gonna get a valid lap in here. Gonna be the X-Master. X-Master of off-tracks. Also better don't do that in the race. So let's try to do this attract attack thing. Attack the track. Attract attack, what the fuck. A little here. Starting with that first turn then. On the other side of Sunset at the end of the main straight. So coming around final turn. And we're setting an invalid 57.9 here. Turn 1 very narrow, as you can't really see the apex. You go, brake in a little straight, turn in, and there's a pylon on the top of the fence that's going to tell you this is right where the apex is. Then turn 2, or turn 3 actually. Also apex is here, quite late. Turn 4, little right-hand king, before getting into 5. That is also a very late apex left-hander. You can see kinda edgy curb like this. This is where the actual apex is. Talking about turn 7, basically this hairpin here. Want to get a late turn in to get as early on the power as possible. Maximizing it. Turn 8 and 9. Oh, it's not really turns, it's just little kinks. Turn 10. Also little late apexing going on, as you want to set up the car for 11 and 12 and not come too wide here out of 10 to give yourself a better angle for 11 and 12 here. Talking about turn 13, simply nail that apex. So don't touch the curb, as I did just right here. Make the car bounce and gonna get you to the gonna get you wide on the exit. Turn 14. Hit that on the curb and then brake yourself for the 15 right and left hander. Cut those curbs a little, maximize the track. Turn 16, very important to even cut more of the track curb than I just did in order to maximize the exit speed as you carried it all on the back straight. And then here comes the master, Sunset Bend. Be patient on the brakes and really invest a tenth or two in safety. As you sort of line the car up with a straight braking zone, I'm gonna tell you what I mean next time we go by there, as I outbrake myself for 1. Not too bad though. Once again, turn 3, look where the apex is. Apex is right there at the end, and I missed it. Apex of turn 5 is also narrow, that is here. This is where you also go on the full throttle again, or go on the power. So talking and explaining and driving the track at the same time is probably not the best idea all times, but we're gonna do it. Hey there Michael G, thank you for joining us. When is the race scheduled? I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's on the 2nd or 3rd of March. I think it's the 2nd of March. Once again, this turn 13, don't hit the curb and just be smooth. That should be the quickest way around there. Gonna work on that for sure, as it is really the first kind of laps I'm taking the car in. Let's see whether we can finally hit the curb for turn 16. Means turning in a little earlier. No, we missed it. Hey Philip Anderson, yeah, it's indeed very interesting how smooth the racetrack is. Coming off Sebring of R Factor 2 and coming here, it's definitely interesting to say the least. So turn 1, try to not outbrake yourself. It's so easy to do as you yeah, we kept it on the ground, and we're gonna spin it around here though. No, actually not. We hit that apex. How about the other one? Slightly missed it. The first corner after the hairpin, the long sweeper, it's impossible to get a good line on, partly because you can't settle the car coming out before a set of chicanes. What kind of... First corner after the hairpin. You mean the one that's coming up now, the turn 10? Hey Mike, yep, that is a G29. Late apex it, then you can floor it hard. There you go, that is the kind of line you're looking for. Let's get 15 and 16 right this time. So you cut a lot of turn 14 here to get yourself lined up. That is good. And now turn 16. We missed it again. Well, it's a safer way. If you put yourself too far on the inside, then of course things are gonna get wonky, and you might even get a slowdown. So now look, you basically turn in and try to brake in a straight line speed before turning in again, and apart from me doing that entirely wrong now, you want to do that in one solid fluid movement. So you actually hit the brakes and turn a little, then straighten the car, brake harder to then release the brakes again and turn in. Pretty much so also for turn 1. Kissing the curb here. Made at apex this time. Overturned on the wheel and threw the car too hard in the corner, sliding it around, surely losing a 10 for 2. Hey there, David Gunrill, thank you for coming. Yeah, the fellow sock racer, that's gonna be a picture not to be seen too long anymore. As soon as my rig is assembled, I'm probably gonna be a die-hard shoe racer. The hairpin part of Barcelona thing, okay. I was mixing it up as I thought you were talking about Sebring. So we're half a second down. Let's get this turn 12 right, come on. Well, that's turn 13, not 12. And I missed it. I keep missing that all stream probably. Yeah. Turn 1 is a really hard corner indeed. It's just nearly as hard as Sunset Bend here. Bend. Oh, turn. It's actually gonna be a valid lap. 57, mid 57, 57.6. Too quick on the exit. So let's see what we can do around turn 5 still if we don't slide it. As you can see, the green bar coming in, better exit. 2.5 tenths missing. So that is what you see. You not only fuck up to turn 5, you also fuck up the straight towards turn 7, as you're slowing yourself down too much anyway. Mike, you may experience some spiking in the pedals that you have to clean every now and then. In order to fix them racing again, but a G29 I think as an entrance, if you start in sim racing or in general getting into racing with the wheel, is one of the most solid things you can get for a considerably small amount of money. Sadly, I have not had any Thrustmaster things, but I can really recommend the Logitech in terms of its reliability and its service record. Apart from this pedal thing, which has always been able to work around, the G25 is absolutely lovely. Hey there, Todd. So you want to know whether the Sebring track is more technical than the Daytona? Yes, a lot, because there's different type of corners here at Sebring. They are all, you know, they all have their own kind of flow. Speaking about this turn 2 with a late apex, speaking about this turn 5 with a late apex as well. Speaking about turn 10, that is going fluidly into a double left-hander, and the triple chicane turn 15-16, that indeed is way more technical than Daytona. And at the same time, Daytona is not easy. Daytona just looks quite easy when looking as a track map. But each and every corner at Daytona has its own characteristics as well. But still, I consider Sebring to be the harder contest. As you know, we come wide a little here in turn 10, immediately fuck up 11 and carry all the disadvantage up to turn 13 here. I think it's not that hard in Daytona. Well, I mean, in Daytona, if you fuck up one turn, the next straight is gonna be fucked, and sorry for all the F. Well, basically that is how Daytona is, and Daytona, as we all know, has quite a lot of straights. Missed it still. Hey there, Nata86, how you doing? No. Scheiße. See, I broke just 5 to 10 meters late for turn 17 and dead. Just dead. It's so damn freaking difficult to keep those, to catch those slides, really, and I would love if there is a little bit more daylight running, but hey Henning, once again, great job, great driving of your team there in the LMP2 and the VC today. Potty mouth? What's that kind to do with me? I'm pretty sure you're happy to explain, even. So as the nighttime crawls in, I'm not sure whether I'm able to replicate the times, as I'm kinda not entirely used to where the track goes 100%. See, this is exactly what I mean. Woohoo! Yeah, I got it right once and then, well, even overshot it. So I'd rather stick with the other line, I guess. True. I'm lost in the middle of nowhere. Losing half a second here. Hey Mr. TG, how you doing? Things are good really. Had a good day, had a good sportive day. Happy with everything. I would be even more happy if I would stop doing off tracks and stuff, but I can't have everything, you know. How do you guys like the I want to call it runway fire on the left and right, defining the track limits in style of an airport runway. Not sure if it's called runway fire in English. First of all, I do drive automatic, and second of all, no, I'm not braking with the left foot in the rear car. My left foot in the rear car is only being used for the clutch. Anything else has been done with the right foot, and there's reasons for it, believe me. My girlfriend was taking out my automatic gearbox car, and she usually just drives manual stick shift. Guess what happened? As she was looking for the left foot to suppress an imaginary clutch and then hit the brakes. Was fun, at least for one person. Yeah, Kevin, maybe I can, but you will see me testing a few more times in Sebring and still do that stuff. And then you don't have VEC race to blame the off tracks on. Never mind though, it's just very important for me to get in some laps down, show some effort, as we pretty soon, I mean it's just 2 or 3 weeks to the race, and you know, those 2 or 3 weeks they're gonna be gone, puff, and they're gone. Oh, still no off track. I mean, also we can still work on the setup, which is nice. The car feels not too bad setup wise, but I'm pretty sure there's still room of improvement possible. Damn. Yeah, of course, I mean, what is really lacking here around Sebring are the big floodlights. They are just shining all over the track. We're getting at it though, so slowly moving towards it. It's kind of funny how the optimal is a 56 something, and basically the best lap time we put together is a second away from that. And the next lap's gonna be invalidated as well. No, I'm not getting that final turn right. I'm too early at the apex. I'm there in the wrong angle. Stuff like that. Dead. Oh, I broke way too late. Keep fucking up turn 3. Yeah, well, you simply got not the right feeling in your left foot for braking that in a road car. I mean, you could do some practice on it, but it's pretty pointless because if you're in a manual stick shift, you're gonna get confused with the feet. Might be a deadly mistake. So better keep throttling and braking with the right foot and keep working the clutch with the left hand. And if automatic, just leave the left foot on the resting plate, I want to say. It's also good practice though, running this at night, so you already kinda know what the task is, what the experience is gonna be like when running this racetrack at night. Practice always helps. Good night there to you, Kevin. Thank you for joining and thank you for being part of the community. Appreciate that. So I broke later this time to nearly throw it entirely away. And now I'm just taking 2 long ways, drifting off the road nearly. It's not easy to get this final turn right. Oh, dead. Yeah. Okay, let me check something real quick here. Hey there, Tot. You have no problems with heel toe, but you can left. Well, I think, as I said, there is reasons for every kind of technique. That looks like a good turn too. I just need to do that more often. So brake earlier or approach it slower. I'd rather brake earlier. As I'm getting quite tired as well. So we'll give it a couple more spins and then head to bed. Hey there, RF Night Shifter. How you doing? Oh, Night Stalker, not Shifter. I really should go to bed. Yep, I hear you on that gearbox thing. I know it's possible, I already did it myself. But just as you say, don't get it wrong. So I definitely not advise doing so, as it can only end bad for your gearbox. Or can you just get that turn once right? This is a joke. Like, how bad can you actually be at turn 3? No, don't do that. Oh, that can kill the entire lap, really. Missed the apex. Ah, that... Yeah, as I said, better don't do it at all. It's better for your pocket money and for your happiness if you don't do it at all. That break was unnecessary. So I'm kinda interested in seeing whether I can get this turned right now. Yeah, that looks like good exit speed. Improving the personal best. Probably one of the best turnarounds I did there. And here, wait for the apex to come. So awfully long. Look at that, we got turn 3 somewhat right. And then we jinxed turn 5 to be an off track. So we're still working in a 157.6. Did.
They say you cut the cord. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
I mean, see, RF, there's reasons why car manufacturers thought, okay, look, they are people that sometimes do not even know how to drive, so we do not want them to shift manually without the clutch, so that's why they invented the clutch. Too wide. I mean, I can't admit the fact, you know, if I would be up there I could see a lot more of the track, but this is due to my shitty monitors be the way they are. So for the race I need to adjust the tilt angle of them again, because right now I just can't see, yeah, nothing. Alright guys, I think that's gonna do it for today. I'm gonna check up with the Simpit whether he will take over and do some streaming of practice. I'm not sure, as his machine's got wonky a little there. I can't see him online right now, so I think he's still working on it to get it damn right. And so sadly, I think that is not an option. However, I mean, I kind of want to get that 56 in. And yeah, if you guys got any questions whatsoever towards the further schedule, towards how we're gonna run that race, I do know that the black team is running in the Ferrari. I do not know the lineup yet. There will be an internal qualifying to sort out the cars lineup. Did. No, don't go into the wall, please. So it's gonna be the final try anyway, before we then go to bed. But it's just for my personal happiness. I needed to do some testing, and I also wanted to give you guys some kind of attack the track. Now you see the kind of driving lines that get you somewhat fast around this racetrack. I admit I do not get them entirely right. This will hopefully be in more perfect once race day is there. And I absolutely do not want to be the guy that crashed it up in sunset. What time's in Germany? 2:11 AM. No, don't spin. Nearly did. Good turn one. Don't touch the freaking grass. And fuck up turn 3 again. It's just a... Nah. I'm sorry for the language. Sorry for the language, really. I am. I think I'm dying before getting a 56 done. Oh, that final turn was nearly perfect. Just a little too early on the throttle again. 57.4. nearly contact with a wall. Now don't fuck up 3, please. Better. A lot better. No. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Hey Conradson, how you doing? They say you cut the course.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Yeah, Conradson, or night, whatever. It's 2 AM. The 6-hour race was okay, was good. P7 in the end. I'm happy with that, really. Considering the circumstances with preparation and everything. Too early in the turn-in again. It is so difficult to get that just right. Looking good. Looking not so good. Nearly spun off here. Yeah, I'm just not getting the right inputs done. I wonder how I did that optimal. Like really, how did I do that? I've simply no idea. That is a better exit out of 17. It's nearly a PB in the end. Okay, let's try not to brake and turn in too early. Nearly perfect. Just say nearly though. No! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is nearly another improvement on the optimal, but not on the actual time. I'm just gonna probably skip it. So if Sean Cole's gonna be live again with Sebring testing, is probably more a question of whether he gets his machinery back up. But I'm sure he will provide you also with interesting driving lines, with educational stuff around setup. More talking with the guys really. I've chosen to just sit in alone in a room right now in order to be just that little bit more focused on driving. Despite can't really say I'm focused right now, as I'm pretty tired as well, but it's just not an excuse really. So we're going for the final tries. Next time we crash out, it's gonna be it for today. Oh no. We didn't crash out yet. We just spun. But it was pretty freaking close from wrecking the car there again. Good turn one. Hey, we didn't entirely F up turn 5. Looks like I'm getting finally into a rhythm. Yeah, gets into a rhythm and then off tracks it, turn 7. Legit. So we're gonna have a look also at the standings. David Gunrell put it in a 56.9. So he's definitely got a good lap together. Curtis Wright with a 58.9. David Payne with a 59.2. This is the nice thing about the Simpit endurance team. There's all type of personalities on it. Quick, not so quick, consistent, less consistent. And they all work and learn all together, and they all learn something from each other, and that is a good atmosphere, creating a lot of fun and a lot of happiness while racing. And at the same time I can see David complaining he can't do even freaking 4 laps in a row, and I feel him, because right now I'm like the same. Cannot even do that consistent what I do here. Not a bit. Hey Adam, how you doing? Yep, I repaired my pedals, but I don't think I fixed them entirely. So now I have like a little bit of gas all there in between, as you can see it. This wasn't that morning though, so I kinda not sure what went wrong there. This is maybe also just a calibrational thing, so maybe if I restart my machinery everything's fine again. I'm not sure. Hey poopies. Yeah, it really is. In that regard, I'm not the biggest fan of it either. But yeah, I like driving it though. want to get the rhythm out with it. I think it's a fun to race car. Oh, what a turn 1. What a turn 3. And what a bad turn 5? Question mark? No, actually not. Oh god. That is exactly the gap I need for my my 56. And dead. Just gave away 1.5 tenths again. Yeah, I want to badly upgrade the pedals, but yeah, I want to badly get the Husingfeld, and they are not accepting any orders for any of their pedals right now, as far as I'm aware. So we even dropped our optimal, but we could not even drop the actual lap time of ours just yet. Maybe we can seal that now. And fucked up. Oh, for God's sake. No, we're gonna stick in the 57s. I'm not gonna find 3 entire tenths around the final turn unless I put out being a wizard. Which I'm not. Yeah, I spin. Not even making that attempt the worth one. Guys, I'm gonna leave it for today. We definitely need to put on a little bit more setup work, to be honest, and the braking for endurance, it's just still too nervous there. Anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. Yeah, Philip, maybe if I get more comfortable with the balance of the car, like, you know, in most of the parts the car seems not being turning enough, and then you hit the brakes for turn 17 and you're dead. So that is what's currently giving me a headache a little, but okay, that's gonna be a different thing. I saw something somewhere. Adam, why I'm not going for Fanatec V3? Because I don't want Fanatec. Full stop. I'm not gonna get a lot deeper into it, but I just decided against it. It's just a feeling in my stomach, really, that tells me not to do it. And as we're talking about sim racing stuff, if there is anything that tells you to keep your hands away from something, you're not gonna touch it. So guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If the Simpit's gonna be live, I'm not sure if he is. I hope you guys enjoyed it though. Yeah, David Payne, same here. As you say, you can't do 3 laps in a row. I think we heavily have to work on the entry in turn 17. Like, you can easily scrub off a tenth here and there, but you need to be safe and secure through turn 17, as you can do 11 hours and 50 minutes all fine, but if you lose it there, I mean, if you have survived till then and then lose it there, oh, don't want to imagine that. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Simpit. I'm Itchy Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.